Across the world, journalism is known to be a noble profession. But the job of a journalist is very risky, as many get murdered in cold blood, with the perpetrators often getting away with the crime. But the World Press Freedom Day, which was established in December 1993 by the General Assembly of the United Nations, has sought to reduce impunity by the governments while promoting an independent and pluralistic press. Experts say it's a day to honor brave journalists who died in the line of duty. They say it is also a day to remind journalists of the ethics of the profession.
You don't go into journalism because you want to line your pockets with money. When you do that, you're going to junk journalism, because you know the basic principles of journalism are there. The truth is the cornerstone of journalism. Objectivity is there, balance is there, fairness is there.
Meanwhile, every profession has its own challenges, and journalism is no exception.
Now there are a lot of challenges here and there, and that they should be guided by the principles and ethics of the profession. That there are some do's and don'ts. If you believe you want to be wealthy, you want to get rich quick, journalism is not the profession for you.
Journalism itself, being the first estate of the realm, is not an organ of government, it's an organ of the people. For example, you go into investigative journalism where you expose corruption. When you expose it, the journalist to some extent will not be safe.
You go out on the streets and you try and cover an event and you're getting harassed not only by the security forces but also by the people on the ground. Freedom of the press doesn't really exist anymore, and it keeps restricting over time. Without freedom of the press, people won't be able to make decisions, very important decisions which will shape their own future.
Some Nigerians bear their minds on the current state of journalism practice in the country.
When you go out to cover events or stuff like that, you mean they beat you guys up? At times. That is not encouraging at all, because you guys are out there to feed us with information.
It's not just peculiar to you journalists in Nigeria alone, it's all over the world. But you have to be able to take the initiative. You have to, don't bother about what people will do to you. You have to be bold.
We're seeing so many journalists being locked up in prison and detained, and now a trial for foreign journalists. The first time in Egyptian history to see foreign journalists being put on trial.
Journalists battle against it almost every day just to make information accessible for the masses. Some die in the process, while some live to fight again. So join us as we remember some of those who risked their lives for a better society. We salute the founding editor-in-chief of Newswatch magazine, Delegiwa, who was killed via a letter bomb in October 1986. We salute Eneche Akogu, a reporter of Chinese television. We salute Kafaya Odunsin of Nigerian Television Authority. Adolphus Okonkwo of Voice of Nigeria. We salute Komladumo, a Ghanaian BBC journalist who died of cardiac arrest on the 18th of January 2014. We salute Basim Sabri, a Cairo-based journalist, popularly known as the voice of Egypt's 2011 revolution. We salute Bayohun of The Guardian and Godwin Agburoku of This Day newspaper, who were brutally murdered. Now, there is the need for government to bring killers of journalists to justice.
What really caused the death of these late colleagues? These are questions that should be asked. But what government will just do is, okay, let's apologize, give the family certain amount and let it end there. It should not.
You as an individual, do you know the job of a journalist? Do you know what we'll face to bring you news daily? Do you know that many good journalists, like many good soldiers, don't always die in bed? Therefore, keep encouraging journalists the best way you can. Olasukomi Mohammed, CVC News, Lagos.